qualities. So that's why our people say select good food, select good company, select good surroundings and try to be there. This is for us to enhance sattvam in us, because rajas and tamas are always with us. It's not new today. They are always with us. The moment we are in this body, yes, it is dominated by tamas. The moment we are awakened and just be with the things around, it is the rajas which always dominating. But sattvam occasionally comes up, not regular. So we need to push it up. We have to pull along, and we have to put lot of effort also to bring up that sattvic qualities in us. God takes multiple forms, and He takes many forms to help us. He takes sattvic forms, He takes rajas forms, He takes tamasic forms also. But what form, what a kind of form of God we want always? Sattvic forms are the ones which we want, because we want sattva to be enhanced, right? So for God, there are different forms as described by the scriptures. Like He takes a few sattvic forms, He takes a few as rajasic forms, He takes a few as tamasic forms also. But all the three are God's forms only. As Rudra or Shiva, he becomes tamasic. He takes the form of a tamas. And as Brahma, he takes the form with rajas. And as Vishnu, he will be always having sattva. We worship Vishnu because we want sattva. Don't think that other forms do not belong to God. Every form belongs to God only, right? Though all forms belong to God, but we select only those forms which always give us sattva. Other forms we don't approach because other qualities are already with us more than required. Because there are plenty with us, we try to keep them a bit low. So we try to just be away from such forms which are tamasic and rajasic. We worship the form of Vishnu. This is also what our scriptures taught us, because we didn't see God and we didn't see the qualities also. Can we see the qualities? We won't be able to see the qualities. We only feel the result of those qualities. We just can't see. You know the spicy taste of a chili, you can't see, but we can feel it. We can't see it, we can feel it. That's all. So also the qualities, we can feel them, we won't be able to see them at all. So because we want sattva, we adopt sattvic forms of God, like Vishnu. Any form of Vishnu is fine because it is of sattva. Though there are many forms for Vishnu, but even among the forms of Vishnu, we choose only they which are very pleasant, which are very joyful, attractive. Only such forms we take. Some people like Narasimha form of Lord, but some people like it, though it is a Vishnu's form. But most of the times we feel Rama, we feel Krishna so lovely, because it's not an aggressive form as such. It is a quiet and very peaceful and joyful form. So we want that kind of peace always in our heart. So we select only those forms which always give us a kind of joy. Don't think that Narasimha is a prohibited form, but we can. But even in the Narasimha forms, there is a form of Narasimha which is very quiet when he is with Lakshmi. So Lakshmi and Narasimha is always fine, because as long as Lakshmi is there with him, and he won't be aggressive, he'll be quiet and he'll be always cool. But when Lakshmi is not there, then he become very aggressive. So dangerous then. So Vishnu forms we take. That's why we are called Vaishnavas. We don't hate Shiva. We don't hate Brahma. But we want Vishnu because we want Sattva to be enhanced. We want Sattva to be always dominating. That's why we adopt Vishnu. Right? So that's why we call ourselves as Vaishnavas. Now, because we like Vishnu form to be always give us some kind of strength and energy, we take his insignia with us, which are very essential with him, very special for him, like the conch and the disc, Shankha and Chakra. We take them on our shoulders. We keep them with us always. And because he is the form of Sattva, and though everything is God's form, but we being humans, we want to see God as a human being. Do you think that God is pretty much confined only to a human form? Not necessarily. He will be in all the forms, And we human beings think of God as a human. Maybe a goat, thinking God like a big goat, because it likes only its form, right? And so a goat may be thinking God as one with not four legs, maybe with 40 legs. Maybe it is thinking God not with one head, maybe 1,000 heads. Not just with 2 horns, maybe with 1,000 horns. And every species thinks God as his own form or her own form. Because we are human beings, we try to perceive God as a human. So in a human form, we try to see him. And our scriptures also say that he came down to this earth as a human being many times. So when we personify him as a human and we approach him out of reverence, so we approach the feet of the person. Where to approach a person to please him or to get the grace of the person? Where to approach a person? To his feet. To his feet. Holding his hand and say, I want you. Then he may wave his hand and go. For human beings, that's how we are acquainted with, right? And when you hold that neck, I think he may hit you. Or when you want to hold his head, then he may take a couple of slaps. And you hold the feet of the person so that the person will be pleased. Okay, go. So holding the feet is to please the person. So when you feel God as a human being, you see him in a human form, you try to approach his feet. And while approaching the feet, out of reverence, we keep that feet on our head also. So this is called as the feet of Lord Mahavishnu. But Lord Vishnu stands for Sattva. Sattva gives us peace. Sattva gives us peace. That's why we call this as indicator of peace. And the middle one is called Sri. Sri is mother, Mahalakshmi. So Mahalakshmi is a personified love towards us, the children of her. She always loves us and she always takes care of us. That's why taking care always happens when you have love, right? Without love, can you take care of anybody? No. So we say our mother is always love personified. So this is our mother who will be always with the feet of the Lord, because when we approach the feet, and he should not say, get out of this place. If he says, get out, where do we go? Can we go anywhere? If God says, you won't be there, you should not be there in my jurisdiction, can we go anywhere? There is no place for us to go if he denies us. So we just can't afford for his denial. And it is the mother who will be always with that feet and recommends on our behalf. That's why the one who is in the middle is called Sri. Sri means Mahalakshmi, who listens to our prayers, who makes Lord also to listen to our prayers. So her name became Sri, listening from us and make him listen. Both activities she does. That's why her name became Sri. Understood? So this is what we call as Sri. So this is peace, and the Sri is always love. This is a big thing, right? We can't explain all these things to people whenever somebody asks us, hi, what is this? So in simple words we say this is peace and love. Peace and love. Peace must be the foundation on which love should be there, and that takes you to progression. They say, people understand it easily, but there is a science behind also, right? So this is Pundra, and then we take Sankam and Chakram on our shoulders, because shoulders are the one which are responsible for any kind of activity we did or we do. So you have to purify those hands first of all to do good activities. That's why we put the Sankam and Chakram at the center of these shoulders. We can hold actually Sankam and Chakram, but we are only blessed with two hands. So if we keep Sankam and Chakram like that, how can we eat any food? So that becomes difficult then. So we won't be able to hold them constantly, but we need to hold. So heating up that Sankam and Chakram, we take the imprints on our shoulders and try to keep them there always. This helps in two ways. One, to burn all the past deeds to ashes. We don't know how many births so far have been passed. Do we know? Do we have any idea? No. In each janma, in each birth, we did something, right? And whatever we did was recorded also with us, right? And where are those records?
Within our soul.
In Chitragupta's office. So if Chitragupta is maintaining the office, how big that office should be then? How many computer engineers are required there to maintain the whole database? So it's very difficult. So Chitragupta is not maintaining any office at all there in his Yamaloka. Understand? If at all there is some book that maintains all the records of yours, it is only your body. Everything is recorded here on this body. But few people are able to read them, many people are not able to read them. That is a different question. But records are always here with us only. Do we want that those records should show impact on us?
No.
We want them to be finished. But how can we finish them? Basically, we don't know where they are, how they are. Do we know them? No. By washing the skin, a few things will be gone. A few dust will go away. But what are the sins that are kept inside on the muscles? Whatever the samskaras, whatever the records that are registered somewhere in our body, we don't know how to feel. That is the reason, if you don't want a paper should be known to anybody, what do you do with the paper? You burn it. Why to burn? One cannot see it at all. But if you cut it to pieces, they can still add everything and can read it. But if you burn it, nothing. Everything just will simply go away. So also our scriptures said, then burn the body after death. We don't bury the bodies. What do we do? How do we dispose of the bodies? By burning. Why? Because the records that are there here, either external or internal or anywhere in the body, they should be discarded totally. They should go away in total. That's why the bodies are burned. So anyway, so burning the things always eliminates the object, right? So if there is a seed which is sown in the ground and you don't want it to germinate, what do you do?
We don't put water.
If you don't put, then nature puts the water.
Remove it from there. Remove the seed from
You have to fry them. You have to fry them on the fire. If you just heat up under the sun, still it germinates. But if you heat up on the furnace, on the fire, that seed never germinates. Even you put the water or you do any kind of stuff. Fire is having tremendous energy in it. So that's why the body also will be thrown into the fire by people, because whatever the records that are causing some kind of damage to this person should go away. That's how they do it. Fire has that power, so we take the Sankam and Chakram also heated on the fire so that the past karmas will be burned to ashes, and that's all. And whatever the karmas we do from now onwards then, because all the previous ones have gone, then we become free now to do new karmas. Right? Because all the past is gone, so now the container is empty, so we can start refilling it. Is it? No. Even after taking Samaasrayanam, we do karmas, but we don't take the possessiveness or doership of a karma. We just simply dedicate to God and then we keep doing. Understand? That never yields any fruit. The fruit of a karma comes only when you think, I did it. For me it is. I want to enjoy. When you think like this, then only they will be causing a result to you. But if you give them up, that's all, no matter whatever it is. So, what do we do now? We want to see that all the past things are eliminated in total. And then we don't take the possessiveness of the karmas we do from today onwards. Because here will be the God. So we take the inspiration from God before doing anything. And we dedicate everything to Him only. God, this is your karma. You are using this instrument. That's how we dedicate everything to Him. And then we do the karmas. Whatever the duties are, we keep doing. And that is what actually never allows any new things to come and fix on you. Old is gone, new won't stick on to you. So you will be pure. The moment it is dropped, you will be taken by God. But how do we know this? That is what again scripture talks about. That's what our Vedas taught us. Whatever that we have, if they go totally, then only He will be accepting us. Punya pape vidhuya niranjanaha paramam samyam upaiti. You have to eliminate the punyam, you have to eliminate the papam, let everything go. Everything should go, first of all, and then you become pure. And then I will take care. This is what he said. But how can we purify them? By doing things, surrendering to Him. Such activities only erase the past karmas from us. So old won't be there, new won't be sticking on to us, so we'll be pure. We remain as pure. Then, when the ending day comes, then automatically He will take us. Right? That's why we take Sankam and Chakra. And then this I already told you. And then we take 3 mantras. And before chanting the mantras, we start doing that from our Guru. And like that, from Guru to his Guru, from there to his Guru, from there to his Guru. Like that, we go in the lineage of Gurus. This is mantra samskara. Yagam is, we keep him as the boss and we inform everything before doing anything. And while doing also we remember. While finishing, then we tell, you used this instrument for your service. That is the 5 samskaras. So we approach it through a guru. That's why it is called Samaasrayanam. How do you call it? Samaasrayanam becomes Samaasrayanam. Asrayanam is approach. Samaasrayanam, better approach. Directly going to God is no good. Going through the Guru, he will accept us. So, it is Samaasrayanam. Mantram is one among the 5, so it's called Mantropadesam also. Through Guru we are learning, so it's called Gurupadesam also. And we take Sankam and Chakram, so it's called Chakrankanam. And then we call it as Samaasrayanam, Chakrankanam, Panchasamskaram, with the different names. But all names talk about this only, right? You may name in any way you like, but it's okay. Do you know somebody writes our records? What you said today, just now, before? Yeah, Chitragupta writes something, and basing on them, somebody will take us. Who?
Yamadutas.
Where do they take us?
Yamalokam.
So, how many of you like to go Yamalokam? You don't want?
From Yamalokam we are directed again. We don't know.
So, if you say, don't take us, don't touch us, don't catch us, do you think they leave you? Yamadutas? Then how to avoid Yamadutas then?
We're taking Hari's now.
Follow what they did. Whatever they say, that you need to follow. It is because their law they made, so they don't go against that. You know what the Yamaraj said one day with his people? Don't touch Vaishnavas. Yamaraj said to his subjects, don't touch Vaishnavas at all. Why, sir? Because they are not under our control. They won't fall in our jurisdiction. Right? And if at all there are some Vaishnavas, then what should we do there? Ask those dutas, you know. Then Yamaraj said, if at all there is a Vaishnava seen, do namaskaram to him and give the way. That's all. What happens, sir, if we bring them? You will be fired. Don't care, sir. I will be fired. I will be fired. Don't make me like that. Okay? Don't touch Vaishnavas. Then they asked, how to identify a Vaishnava? Yamaraj says, 3 things which we see with the Vaishnava. 1, who wears the pundram on the face, who has tulsi garland in his neck, and whose shoulders are decorated with Sankam and Chakra. They are Vaishnavas. That's all. And Yamaraj said, don't touch such people. Because it is Yamaraj said, whether we believe in God or not, that's a different issue. But we should believe the God of death, right? Everybody. And because we believe in him, and we follow him also. And what he said was, you keep the Sankam and Chakram on your shoulders, and you put the Tilakam on the forehead, and have a Tulsi garland in your neck. Done. Because it is Yamadutas not touching a Vaishnava, we try to become Vaishnavas. Let Yamadutas not touch us. If we do not go to Yamaloka, that itself is enough, right? Whether we go to Vishnululoka or not, that's a different issue. But let's not go and fall in Yamaloka. Let's not become prey to Yama. That itself is more, required thing. That's why we take, what they said, 3 things, Sankam and Chakram, Urdhva Pundram, and Tulasi garland in the neck. These are the 3 essential physical things. So, we take them. Having taken Sankam and Chakram and Namam, we take Mantram also. And then when we take the mantra, we do the regular puja also to him. And that's all. We try to keep them always. Some people ask us, Swamiji, Tulsi Mala can ladies have? And do you think that Yamaraj has any favor to ladies? If you don't want the Yamaraj or Yamadutas to touch you, you should also do that. So some ladies ask, what about during the times, during the cycle? What to do? And even then also, do you think that Yamaraj, if he wants, then he can leave you? Oh, this lady is not now pure, so let us wait till she becomes pure and then take. Do you think that Yamaraj waits like that? Yamaraj waits for nothing. And some people ask Swamiji, is it the tulsi that we can keep during the nights also? Some people ask us. Yeah. Is there any time, official time for Yamaraj to come and take us? From morning 9 to evening 6? Huh? No? Even midnight also? He can wish us. So whenever he comes, then you should be able to show him, hey. So then they won't touch at all. That's the reason we have Tulsi Mala always with us. And we have Sankam and Chakram on our shoulders always. And we will be having the Urdhva Pundram also on our forehead always. Okay? That's good. That is something about the Panchasamskaram we take now. Any questions you have?
Tulsi Mala, is there any specific length requirements or
Not necessarily.
not necessarily? Yeah.
You can have Tulsi Mala. It's okay. If it is too long, it's difficult.
Yeah.
If it is just hanging like that, you can't walk. So see that small, not too long. That's enough. The rule is like it should not be beyond the navi. It should be only up to navi. That's what usually recommended.
So, when it comes to females, is it similar to wearing the butted or the bindi or something to the equivalent to wearing armament?
There is a reason. If we have the peace as the foundation for the ladies, once they are convinced, they stick on to that. But the man is not constant, So when the love starts growing, then it needs always a protection. For women, most of the times it is not required. If she really likes it, then that's all it is. If the piece of the foundation is there, then that's enough. But for man, it is always required. So always the protection goes till the end. That's why it is kept like that. Right? Does it sound logical? Do you have any more doubts to be clarified? Food. Yes. We try to avoid all the tamasic and rajasic foods. Yes. We take only sattvic foods. Sattvic means not vegetables. Even a few vegetables also not sattvic, we avoid them. Onion is not sattvic, garlic is not sattvic, bottle gourd is not sattvic, radish is not sattvic, and gongura not sattvic. Huh?
Watermelon? Watermelon.
That's okay. Kottamira. Right?
Watermelon. Absolutely.
You talk watermelon,
Watermelon.
which is in red color.
Yes.
We don't.
You don't.
We won't. But what is in the white color, that we take. But the red one, which is green outside, and when you cut it is so red inside, that we want. Which one?
Tomato.
Tomato is not prohibited. It is red though, but it is not prohibited one as such. And also the papaya, also red, but it is also not prohibited. But somehow watermelon,
Because maybe it's lying on the ground, that's why. It's
No.
touching ground, no?
not necessarily.
Not
Even the white one also is on the ground only.
Okay.
Both are same, but the quality is different.
Okay.
So there are no parameters for us to identify the sattva and rajas, because no devices are discovered to identify the qualities as such. It's only the scriptures we follow, and through scriptures only we understand which are sattvic and which are non-sattvic. Meat is non-sattvic, egg is non-sattvic, fish is not sattvic, and milk is sattvic. And many other vegetables also sattvic, of course. The gongura is not accepted because it belongs to the marijuana family. So that's why it is avoided. Other leaves like palak, totakura, what's it called, kottamiri, they are okay. And then tamas is by birth, onion by birth, it is prohibited. Garlic is by birth, it's prohibited. But rajasic are not by birth. Somebody stolen something from somewhere and gave it to you. And when you eat it, you also get the result of that. That is rajasic. And when you are about to eat something, somebody saw that, oh, if I would have taken that, they thought, that means that becomes rajasic. So it is by impact of people, an object becomes rajasic. Like some hair falls on something, it's rajasic, polluted. Some